Hi Guy, thought I'd do a bit of a discussion video, something in the news this week, basically based on Kickstarter and how a developer called Golgom Games, which did something called Mansion Lord, they raised over $30,000, fair bit of cash up last year, and then they've just disappeared. Done some great concept artwork, game design stuff, very very early stages, and then got to a point and just went quiet. Now, I mean, I'm a big user of Kickstarter. I've done probably the last 2 or 3 years fair number of different ones. Probably I haven't really done any smaller ones though. Most of the ones I've gone along with have been like maybe $500,000 is the smallest amount, or Shenmue 3 is probably the biggest or achieved the most. But I mean, when I sign up for them, I always have this feeling in the back of my mind, oh, these are definitely going to happen, because I mean, with me, I've gone for the bigger ones, like Shenmue 3 is pretty much guaranteed. I think Pillars of Eternity was the other one, and I can't remember the follow-on to Planescape Torment. Tides of Numeria, I backed it 2 years ago. Wasteland 2 was another one. I mean, I usually put around about 50 or 60 quid in, depending on what it is, Shenmue 3 being the biggest. I got a bit excited with Shenmue 3, of course, I've said in past videos, but there is always a risk that when you're not just giving the money with a guarantee you're going to end up with the game. There's a good chance they could disappear, or like this in this case it's happened. Or well, let's say they've done a running with the money, but there's always a case that they could not actually produce the game, and then people have just lost out. And I think the idea of Kickstarter is meant to be you're like your backers, like financial backers. You know, there's no guarantee it's ever going to come to achievement, but the person, like the developer or whoever's making whatever it is for the Kickstarter, should at the very least be seen to be making most efforts to come out of it. And I don't think in this case the guy did. The Golgom Games guy, he's just strung people along with a few updates and then just whoosh, just gone with all that money. And the problem is now, I think all the fuss is coming out about that. He doesn't actually have to leave any identifying information when he sets up the Kickstarter in the first place, which is a pretty sore point. And one website I was reading off, they'd gone to Kickstarter to ask a few questions, and basically they came back with, it's our policy to not discuss issues with individual projects. On a general level, there's a lot of info about creator accountability in our FAQ. We have suggestions for how to approach backing projects and our role in keeping Kickstarter safe on our trust and safety page. There's a link. There and elsewhere, we try to be very clear about the fact that there is always risk involved in backing a Kickstarter project, but we believe the track record of our creators shows that the risk is worth taking. End of quote. I mean, that's them just backing up and saying it's nothing to do with us. And they do have a point. Again, it's, you know, you're backing a project, there's a risk involved, but I mean, years since I signed. I mean, I've had 2 Kickstarter accounts. I forgot the details of the first one, so I had to create another last year to back other things. But when you go to back something, they don't like when you put you put your bid in or whatever, you put your amount in to bid. Oh, sounds like an eBay auction. But they don't pop up with a box saying, oh, there's a highlight of risk of da-da-da-da-da. There's always a link off to the side saying that the FAQs, which you're supposed to read and stuff. But if you wanted to, like, a person could sign up, make an account, put a bid in, put a bid in, let's call it a bid, put a bid in, and then go straight through the process, walk away, and that's the end of it. And you know, they might never read that. So, in a way, Kickstarter should maybe be making a bit more of a push to make that more prevalent. Just maybe pop up a message or a box just saying, you know, confirm that you're gonna back it by this amount. Are you aware of something? But from what I could see, there's just nothing. And I think they could do to tighten up, especially the way on the whole tracking thing. On like, especially with this guy, it's just disappeared. But the internet being the internet, like people have already managed to, you know, with basic information, track him down in other ways. So there's a hope there can be some sort of legal push. But I mean, legally, Kickstarter's not to blame. They've had all that money in. They've taken their cut as they're entitled to legally, and then paid the rest of the guy, and he's just disappeared. But I mean, at the moment, that's only a 30,000 project. I mean, God knows what'll happen if, like, let's just say Shenmue 3 that he's not going to, is he? Yu Suzuki. He's not going to, like, run off with all that cash, but what would happen if he did? That's millions upon millions of pounds. Could Kickstarter just throw all the hands up in the air and just say, oh, nothing to do with us, as they have with this one? I mean, maybe they could. Legally, they're probably entitled to it. But I think that caused a lot of fuss online. So it's a very interesting bit of news. I don't know how it affects the whole Kickstarter community, if it does at all. I mean, I've heard a lot of calls online of like, oh, this is the end of Kickstarter, it just shows it can't be trusted, you know, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, you are backing a promise to deliver something. It's just like Dragon's Den on BBC in the UK. It's like they have a line of people outside the UK, I'm sure everybody over here knows what it is, but you have a line of business people, someone stands before them and does like a sales pitch. I've got this amazing product and I think I can sell 1 million of these, but I just need 200,000 to get the manufacturing costs up. Now they all fight between themselves to put in a bid similar to this in a way, but there's no guarantee. I mean, they'll help because they're business people and because they want it to be a success to make money, but there's every chance it could fail, and it's just like this with Kickstarter. So there's no guarantees, is there? I'm afraid. But yeah, I mean, I've been lucky so far. I've not backed anything that's failed, but there's always a chance it could happen. I mean, how about you guys? Have you backed any projects on there? Do you use it? I mean, I've used it a fair bit. Nothing too small, but I'm sure there must be smaller projects out there. I mean, it's not just games. I've seen card games, board games, some Dungeons and Dragons stuff at one point. I think I saw that there's been other like physical stuff you can buy as well. I seem to remember something to do with 3D printers or cameras and stuff a year or two back. But again, has anyone backed any sort of different stuff than the usual stuff to do with games? I'd be interested to know. So yeah, please rate, comment and subscribe below. And as always, thanks for watching and look forward to another video soon.